Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the previous video, we were speaking about the third component of Islam, that is hikmah or wisdom. We also brought two examples how we implement wisdom in our life. The examples were about buying a car and also getting married. Today we have a third example as promised, but before I share the third example, I just would like to recall the definition of hikmah, which is فعل ما ينبغي, doing what should be done في الوقت الذي ينبغي, on the right time, على الوجه الذي ينبغي, in the right way. So doing what should be done on the right time and in the right way. Today we have a third example, which is da'wah, or calling people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We mentioned that hikmah or wisdom should be implemented in every action of our life. When we want to call people to Allah, definitely we have to use hikmah. So to use hikmah, we need to ask these three questions. Should I call people to Allah? Yes, of course. It is wajib. So this is number one. Number two, when is the right time? Is it now, or I should delay it for a while? If, for example, someone is so angry and you want to share something with them good, bring them closer to Allah, but they are angry, they will refuse to listen to you. That's the wrong time. And also, Rasulullah ﷺ showed us a very great example of using hikmah. When he was in Mecca before migration to Medina, around the Kaaba, inside the Kaaba and above the Kaaba, there was 360 idols, because people of Mecca, they were idol worshippers. And Rasulullah ﷺ did not even touch one of these idols, never break one of them. Even though the main point that Rasulullah came to teach us, to call us to the oneness of Allah, to Tawheed, means worship Allah alone, not idols. But even that, Rasulullah did not touch one of them. Even after migration, did not touch them until he opened Mecca back. Almost 21 years, Rasulullah did not touch them, even though Rasulullah came to abolish them. But that is the wisdom of Rasulullah ﷺ, because at the beginning, when Islam and Muslims were weak, if Rasulullah breaks one, the people of Mecca, will bring 10. And the result will be not good for Islam and Muslims. It will be against. So the hikmah says it is not the right time now to abolish or break the idols. And then question number 3, number 1, should I do? Number 2, what is the right time and what is the right way? When you want to call people to Allah, make it in a nice way, make it in a kind way, make it with love. Now, since we have these 3 examples in the previous video and today of hikmah, how we learn hikmah, because it is so important, 1/3 of Islam. Number 1, we learn hikmah from Al-Quran, which is the book of hikmah. When we understand the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the speech of Allah, we learn hikmah from Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Yasin wal Qur'ani al-Hakim. Al-Quran is a book of wisdom. This is number 1. Number 2, we learn hikmah from Rasulullah ﷺ. When we study his life, his seerah, his sunnah, his hadith also, we learn a lot of hikmah. And the example that I gave about the idols, this is just one example. And the third way we learn hikmah is from the stories of those people who have hikmah. The Muslim history is full of these stories. We can learn from them, to imitate them and follow them. With this, we come to the end of this series, which is what is Islam. And we mentioned Islam is 3 components: knowledge and self-purification, number 2. Number 3 is wisdom. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to teach us knowledge from Him, to purify ourselves, and to teach us and grant us wisdom to make us complete Muslims. Because Islam is practice, not words. See you inshallah in other series. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.